Hi everybody, Jo here again. How are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. Now today I thought we'd have a little bit of a gel press play. And the reason I'm thinking of using the gel press today is we've got these new acrylic boards. Now, as you know, whenever I use the gel press, I always put mine on the large acrylic board, just because I like to hold it that way. So I'll take one out of the packet to show you. And the idea is that they are shaped to go along with the gel press. So as you can see, this one here is for the ellipsical. We've got marked lines. So when your gel press is on there, you have got a little bit of space around. We've also got the one for Roland, which is the one I'm going to be using today. And we've got one for Bob Long. So if you've got a favourite gel press, I do recommend these are fabulous to use. Now, I'll bring mine in here to show you. So mine's on here with Roland. And as I say, it's just that bit larger, and it's also got a dot in the middle, can you see? So you know, if you want to know where the middle of it is, I've just added a couple of lines to help me with orientation when I'm stamping straight. So this is the design I thought we'd create, and I thought we'd bring together a few techniques we've done before, older techniques, but I know you like to see them in a finished product, and I may just have sneakily added a couple of our lovely stickers, the butterflies. So I'm going to start off. I've got my gel press here, and I'm going to use the Elements. They've got less water sort of in their ingredient makeup, so it makes them perfect for the gel press. The higher the water content in the ink pad, the more you'll get those little beading. Now, beading looks great, and a lot of people make it as part of the design, but I know some crafters aren't keen on it, so that's why I tend to use my Elements. As I say, Blue Lagoon is what I'm going for, and I just tend to ink up half of Billy Brayer and then just brayer across, and you just get into the routine of where you're doing it. I'm just going to turn mine round, because if I wanted this in two colours, if I wanted, say, a landscape and a sky, I could do blue one side, green the other. So it's almost a good habit to get into. Now I'm going to come in with graphite. Just want a different almost texture around the edge. Now you could come in with a really dark colour, and that would really frame the work. But it's nice just to add another dimension almost. And now I'm going to come in with a lovely stamp called the Oak Leaf Branch. And I'm not going to add any ink. We're going to do some naked stamping. So I'm just going to take the stamp and I'm going to press it down on my gel press. I don't want to over press. If I press too hard, I'll actually get this outward shape, almost more of a ghosting. So if we give that a gentle press and lift up, we've taken the ink off there, but we can add it to a spare piece of card here. Now look at that, I've got a print there, and I'm going to put that to one side. And then I want to add a little bit of water around the edge. I don't want too much, so I'm just tapping off some of that water, and I'm just going to add some around here. And then in with, and I think this is a possibly 7x7 piece of multifarious card. Now again, as I say, I've got my markers, and I also know where the centre is, so down we go and give it a good press. And I love this because as I'm pressing, look, I can almost see it's like these air bubbles. They will add to the design. So whether I want them there or not, but I love just watching and seeing. And then lift that up, and when we peel it off, look, there is the design. But just, I want to clean this. She says, can I find a clean piece of copy paper? Now, this print that you take off now is called a ghost print, and it's the way of cleaning the gel press. But what I tend to do is I cut mine out across here and round. So I get these two, an innie and an outie. And then these are my masks that I'm going to use when I add some stamping. All will become apparent as I carry on. So I shall just move these out of the way and bring you back to our design. Now, I love this here. I have another one I made earlier, and you could make this as your completed design if you wanted. I'm thinking adding a bow. You could add some more stamping. I mean, I did wonder whether to stamp this again. Look, maybe to an angle and add a bow there. Sentiment here. Now, I'm thinking you could use it as like a Christmas design. Maybe use the big holly or snow shrub. Oh, that would look lovely. So lots of things you can do with the background, and that's just a spare really. And speaking of the spare backgrounds, remember this one that we took? Well, I made that into a design look, and this is very quick and simple. So all I've done here is added my moon mask, and this, I couldn't even tell you what ink colour that is because I just got my brush with blue ink on and used any ink that was left on the brush. So it could be the remnants of blue atoll, I'm thinking maybe. A little bit of stamping and one of our lovely butterfly stickers, and to go from that to that, I mean, again, so little extra homework for you. Now in our finished one here, look, it's just there in the background. For me today, it's just forming part of the design. So I'm going to bring in a couple of inks here, and I'm using the VersaFine Clair, the Twilight and the Fantasia. And the stamp I'm going to use is the StarBurst and the StarBurst set. What I do need to remember is my piece of copy paper, look, to protect the area here, because I don't want to stamp over the edge. So we'll stamp the larger one first. And I'm thinking we'll just pop one there. And then we'll come in and we'll just add another one here. No, I think I'll come in with the smaller one now, the middle-sized one. I like the fact we've got 3, so I'll add one more in the blue, and then I think I'll go to the smaller one and move to my purple. Again, I never do 2 the same. I don't know about you. I'm thinking if I put that one there, look. Beautiful. And then come in with our much smaller one and change to the Fantasia. Now again, you could use any of your colours. Again, I need to make sure that's in place, look. And I'm thinking we'll have one there. And I just think it looks nice using 2 different colours. Now, I need to just balance this, actually. I'll put a larger one there. I don't mind that it's not balanced at the base, because I'm going to come in with my orchard grass at the base. And the orchard grass is so useful for filling in spaces like this. So first of all, I'm going to use Warm Breeze. And I'm going to use the 2 colours here. Again, remember to keep my piece of paper there. So just to fill this space, I just think it needed something else, look. So we'll add a couple in our lovely Warm Breeze, and that tones really well. But then I'm going to come back to the Fantasia. And what works really well is the Fantasia comes to the front, moving that Warm Breeze grass almost to the distance, so it gives you a bit of perspective, but also it brings sort of the purple stamping from here into part of the design. And we love that word cohesive design, don't we? And that's what it gives us. Now, I don't want to overcook that, so I'd better stop there. But if I move this out of the way, look, can you see how it just fills in that space now? And we can still see that ghost stamping behind, look. So it just gives lots of different layers and it makes it look a lovely design, but we haven't done anything difficult. And that's what I like. So I'm just giving that a blot. So just because for the next bit, I want to add, if I bring in the finished design, look, we've got some lovely shading here. So I'm going to come in with dark denim and the smaller brush. This is the number 3. Now you can put the mask back on if you want, but I think I'm going to be brave. I'm just going to lean on this because I can see, and again I must remember to blend it in the lid, because I can see the edge there, look, and because the brushes, they give you so much control. And I find if I do it this way, it's easier. I can go up to the edge to add a little bit of depth at the base. So if I turn that round now to show you, you see how nice that looks with this here. So we'll add a little bit of colour to our beautiful flowers now, to these starbursts. And for this, I'm going to use a combination of my Kuretake Clean Colour, and this one's 24 wine red, and I'm going to come in with my gold Wink of Stella. And I like mixing these, they're both water based, so I find if I just dab the colour, and then I'm just going to take a little bit on my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to blend that colour out. And I find it just gives me a lovely, lovely blend, and it gives me that sparkle. If I want any more red, I can just add a deeper bit here, look. And it doesn't harm your Wink of Stella. The Wink of Stella goes back. It's just like the Wink of colouring we've done before. And it's just that mixing those techniques up, the techniques we use with our pens. So I'll add a little bit there. If you wanted to use your pencils, I mean, again, totally up to you. What I love is the fact that if I bring it closer, we get the sparkle. Looks 3D, but also you can still see that detail, look. The beautiful detail that Tracy has drawn in these stamps. Glossy accents looks really nice over the top as well. So when it's finished, if you want to add some glossy accents. And again, if I wanted to check my Wink of Stella, yeah, back to gold. So for the other ones, I'm going to use number 81 light violet and the silver. Just double check it is the silver. And again, the violet at the base, and then the silver to drag that colour. And I do love just playing and mixing with products. You know, if your mojo's gone, and I know some of you haven't been well recently, and I do hope you're feeling better, but if Mr. Mojo goes, this is a lovely, lovely way to just entice him back, have a good old play. Now, I love that. Just thinking, let's add the moon. Now, I'm just going to turn this round. I'm going to pop it over here, and really, in all honesty, I think I should have done it when I added the colour at the base, but I forgot. But it doesn't matter, you know, we can do it now. It's not a problem at all. So I'm thinking I'll pop it there, and again with the smaller brush. And I love doing this because if you're worried that your background's a bit dark, once you add this even darker colour around, the colour inside where the moon mask is almost becomes lighter. And it just gives you such a lovely, lovely tone. Now again, I hope my hand's not in the way. If I lift that off and I'll turn it round for you. See, that's just enough for me. I'm happy with that. I don't want any more. But what I do want is my clear Wink of Stella. And we'll just come round and add lovely glow in the moon there. Now, also, what looks really nice is it. Few of you have asked recently about orbs, and there's lots of different ways to do orbs. But what I've found is if you just add almost the water has given you these orb areas, and you can just almost highlight it by adding a little bit of the clear Wink of Stella. Now, what I'm going to do is just add with my lovely gold Signo pen. I want to just enhance these lovely fronds, and often with the stamps, you know, it's only when you start enhancing bits that you see the detail that Tracy has drawn. I always think it's nice to just spend time looking at your stamps. I'd love to see your designs with these. Have you got the StarBurst set or the StarBurst? You just have a look. And again, if Mr. Mojo's gone, I often find a good way to entice him back is just to look through my stamps. And there's ones I've forgotten about, and it just makes me want to get them out and have a play. I mean, like I say, look at the detail in this. It is just stunning. We'll stamp our sentiment now. And I thought, don't forget to fly. Just goes beautiful with our lovely butterflies. So I'm going to do the 2-colour thing. I know I'm into it at the minute, and I'm sorry. Warm Breeze first. I do get in these little things, don't you? And then Fantasia, just catching that bottom look. And I find if I use the side of the ink pad, and then just at the base, if we're lucky, we've just got the right amount there to stamp that on. And so it's all building up really nicely. Now, a couple of butterflies. And I've got to be honest, look, I've not got many left on here because I do love them. So should we use this big one? Go on. And you know me, I find if I use my scissors, just think the colours in this, we've got the red there and the blue. You'd think it was planned, wouldn't you? Oh, I quite like that there, actually, over this side. Although I did put a smaller one over. I put a smaller one over there because I like that there. So I'm going to put that there. Just shows you sometimes when you start off, you don't always finish how you've... So I'm going to go for the smaller one. And I just think, now let me think, shall I put, oh, that looks quite nice. I'll use it there. Yeah, I might just actually pop it right up there. And then what I've done on these, just to add a little bit almost more shade and emphasis, I've gone for my Wink of Stella and I've got the silver and I've just gone round almost to give some shadowing, but I felt it was quite deep, so I've gone in with the clear and just blended it out. And I'm just going to add, to me, I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. I feel that just really helps make the butterflies pop. Now they have almost got a clear edge to them, so I'm just going below that clear edge. And those of you that use them will know exactly what I mean. Just again, blending that out. Then a couple of little finishing tricks with the white Signo. I just want to highlight, and I find the highlight works really well on these, look. I don't want to overcook it, just a little bit. And then we'll put some white dots to highlight on our beautiful flowers. And maybe just a couple on the fronds, just to... And then what's really, really good is if you just put a white dot in the middle. And if I bring it up to show you, look, so we've already got an area, but look how adding, so you see the difference here, I haven't added a white dot there. These really ping more. So I'll add a couple here and then show you. So for those of you that are asking for ideas for orbs, this will just give you a few more ideas. So see these three here, they don't stand out very well, do they? So if we just add an extra, look at that. So they stand out better. So we'll add a couple over here. And as I say, the water on the gel press has done the beginning of the work for us. Now I don't want to overcook it, but I think we've got some lovely, lovely orbs there, haven't we? So that's the design finished. And if I bring in the finished one, and then also I'll just bring in that lovely, and this one's wet, so I don't want to, I can put it on top of that one. So there we go. So I hope that gives you some ideas. The stamping on the gel press first, and think of all your different stamps that you can get this sort of effect with. And then using that ink to create yourself an extra card. And then making a finished design. And all this started off with me with the new gel press acrylic plates. So enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're getting up to. Love and hugs from me. Catch you again soon. Bye for now.